140 passengers sitting on an American airline noticed that, even after 15 minutes of the takeoff, the plane is not gaining much altitude. Just when the passengers were noticing this, all of a sudden the pilot rang the announcement bell. Soon after, the pilot broke a critical news to 140 passengers, viewers, on the 21st of September, 2005. The flight of American Airlines JetBlue Flight 292 was ready for departure from the Californian city of Burbank. It was 3 p.m. and the flight was about to take off at 3:15 p.m. for New York. Everything was going according to the plan. 140 passengers boarded the plane and airline crew had loaded all the luggage. They were waiting for the signal from the control tower. At 3 p.m. sharp, the pilot of the plane, Captain Scott Burke, was given the green signal from the control tower to take off. And exactly 2 minutes later, at 3:17 p.m., the plane bid farewell to the Burbank airport. Neither the pilot nor the crew and the 140 passengers boarding the plane knew that they were about to witness the most horrendous situation of their lives. Just 15 minutes later, all the passengers noticed that the plane is not gaining much altitude. Soon, Captain Scott made an announcement, where he said, "We are facing technical difficulties." Listening to this, all the passengers got panicked. Some said, one engine of the plane has failed, and some said, maybe engines have lost power to gain altitude, but the actual situation was more grievous. Half an hour passed since the plane took off, but still, it was flying over California. Again the pilot announced that, "We are getting some warning signals from the landing gear." Even the pilot had no clue about these warning signals. What must have been the problem with the landing gear, for which the system of Flight 292 was giving continuous warnings? Captain Scott was quite distressed, not able to figure out the problem, and that was the reason he didn't want to gain much altitude. The pilot wanted to see the landing gear anyhow, so that he would assess the danger, and to know this, he diverted the aircraft towards Long Beach Airport and lowered the attitude even more. The control tower of Long Beach Airport had a look at the landing gear by zooming the camera onto it. They found the nose wheel was rotated 90 degrees to the left. Now it was clear that either they have to crash land or perform an emergency landing. The control tower gave him another bad news. They informed him that local news channels of Long Beach have recorded the landing gear footage of Flight 292, and now it is being broadcasted live on the American news channels. Not only that, the passengers would see this news on their TV sets. It has been 50 minutes since the JetBlue flight took off, and the plane was continuously circling over California. There was no way to turn the landing gear. If the aircraft is attempted to land in this situation, the fire resulting from the friction might reach the fuel tank, and it can have dangerous consequences. Astoundingly, there were 14,000 kilograms of jet fuel present in the plane. That means the weight of the jet fuel was equal to 12 family cars. With so much fuel, it could obliterate the plane if it catches even a spark of fire. But Captain Scott was smart. He decided to empty the fuel before landing. For that, he flew the plane over the sea for 3 hours. Now, the plane had fuel left only to have half an hour of flight. This last half an hour was very important for JetBlue Flight 292 and its 140 passengers. The pilot decided to crash land his plane at the Los Angeles airport, because Los Angeles airport was the nearest. Captain contacted the Los Angeles tower and told them to be ready for any kind of situation. Captain switched the television sets off. Passengers who were watching this whole situation live on their television sets. It was an emotional moment for everybody. A person recorded the entire situation on his camera, and also recorded a video message for his family. JetBlue Flight 292 was now under the radar of the Los Angeles tower, and the airport crew made all the preparation to save the aircraft. From fire trucks to ambulances, everything was ready. The airport tower contacted the pilot of the plane, Captain Scott, for the last time, and gave the green signal for the landing. Soon after getting the green signal, the pilot requested all the passengers to get into the crash position. Sitting in this position during the collision, one can save themselves to a certain extent. It is also called brace position. the plane had reached the Los Angeles airport runway. The pilot, with his great maneuvering skills, touched the rear landing gears of the plane and gradually lowered the speed. And finally the pilot made the front landing gear to touchdown, and it happened that we've been apprehensive about. As soon as it touched the ground, the landing gear caught terrifying fire due to friction. The fire was so severe that passengers inside also felt the heat, but soon everything became quiet and the plane came to a halt. It was that moment when the pilot, crew, passengers, and entire America watching the events live got a sigh of relief, and one by one the passengers were evacuated. The friction was so severe that the wheel of the front landing gear got halved. During the investigation, it was found that the lock present in the front landing gear, which prevents the wheel from spinning. As the lock got broken, the landing gear turned 90 degrees soon after the takeoff. Because of the pilot's extraordinary skills, not a single person got any injury. I hope you got some information from this video. Thanks for watching.